Yeah, we don't need that. It'll all work flawlessly, I'm sure.
No idea. You're watching coding tutorials at night, building projects and doing some algorithms, and you really think that is going to somehow get you to six figures in tech. Everyone is doing this, and even I was doing this when I started. But where are they a year from now? The result is, you still can't build something from nothing. And if you can't do this, what value can you really give to a company? I realized that in 2025, if you can pinpoint what every app has, the authentication, chat, and profile management, then you are ready to be a six-figure salary junior developer. In this video, I will tell you 3 types of projects that you should try to get yourself out of tutorial hell and become a full-stack developer that can contribute to any company. Let's divide the video into 3 parts. A few examples of starter level projects, a few examples of intermediate level projects, and if you have mastered everything from the previous projects, the challenging projects will get you job ready. So there are tier 1 projects like a to-do app with an edit feature, working with an API, whether it be the Pokemon API, DBZ API. So I have a few examples of tier 1 level projects that we do in the mentorship program. Or eat lunch, to do, links, to do. And if I refresh, if I go to, let's say, google.com, and then I come back to it, these should still be there. And you can at least, then you'll get used to using local storage. Local storage will be here, and they'll have to-dos, and that's something that can be there. And then you can do an edit feature where you can be like, eat dinner, whoops, and save it. And then even if you refresh it, it's still going to be there. Edit feature, study Elixir, save. And then if you complete, you can put a line through it, and everything will be persistent. So this project is really good because it shows you that how to work with form inputs and input, and it shows you how to use event listeners, and it shows you how to persist data and like get data from somewhere and display it on the screen. And there's a lot of tier 1 projects that we use, maybe some kind of API one. Look here, like something like this. We're actually pulling from an API, and you're getting like random users or something. And you know, from the code, you can just see that window on load. We have some kind of fetch random users, and we create a user card, and you can create documents and display users and learn how to separate your functions. And basically, nothing is really statically typed or anything like this. Statically typed out in your DOM. Everything is being dynamically put into it from the JavaScript, which is pretty cool. And just building out projects like this is really helpful. Just a bunch of things like using APIs, maybe something with like a crypto chart or something. So this one was something that we did as well. You can just see like Ethereum prices, Solana prices, Algo prices. Refresh, you can see it again, and you can get it from the API, and you can dynamically get it. So let's see here. Then you can add some other stuff like Bitcoin. Refresh, and you can see that it only gets the big Bitcoin price. That's pretty cool. But yeah, those are kind of things like pulling data and then being able to display it on the front end is pretty important as a developer. So at this level, at tier 1 projects, you should probably know how to use Fetch API or Axios or any kind of HTTP request, and learn how to use any kind of CSS framework, or really know about responsive design and be able to display that data. So like prettify JSON, right? That's what basically some kind of front-end development is, right? You get a bunch of JSON data and you have to make it pretty on the website. Every web page will be the same. You just get you make some API request, you get it back in JSON, and you have to make it look pretty on the website. And sure, in those, maybe you need to persist some kind of things like language or theme or light mode or whatever it is. You can also handle users' events like clicks and key ups or key downs or whatever that is, hover, and handle all those and make the user experience really good. Those are things that you can handle as a tier 1 developer just using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Tier 2 projects, you're able to display big data on the front end using React, Vue, or Svelte, etc. So you have something like the random users project, or you can try remaking tier 1 projects using libraries or frameworks. So there's plenty of things. So like I always like to think about any of these projects that I'm kind of using in the tier 1 projects as the HTML CSS ones, like DBZ API or whatever it is, right? Like QuizAdmin. Maybe we can use them in React and kind of translate them over into React. Not just like having your arsenal be HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but also adding React and learning how to use Next or Vite or whatever you need to use, right? And those are kind of things that you can do. So like, let's just say I did want to use like a React project. I just showed you the random user project. So if you just go to my videos, and if you go to the playlist, there's a free JavaScript course here, and I'll just view on YouTube. And these are all React projects. Intro to React page or something. There's
This is my secret. So
let's skip that, and then you guys can see that there's a random user API here, and then you can bring in the results like this, and you can use like learn how to use things like mail.to or tell with href to like open up like email client or phone client or whatever you need to do. But just make like componentizing your HTML and learning how to make things reusable is super important at like tier 2 level. Sure, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are very useful, but right now, if you want to really be job ready, you should probably know React, as many companies are using React. And if you know React, I'm sure you can learn Remix or Vite or Next or whatever you need to learn, and maybe even React Native, and learn about all the hooks like use callback or use memo, use state, use effect. And in tier 2, you should definitely learn one of these frameworks, like whether it be Vue, Svelte, or React, or Solid, or whatever you want to use. They're all very good, and there are a lot of good resources here. We had some kind of final project here that was pretty fun to watch. It was pretty fun to do. We hooked up Firebase authentication, and we made like a simple landing page, some kind of just simple websites like with a carousel and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool to make. Tier 1 is just like basically HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then you go into tier 2, which you can translate all that stuff into React and make it more production ready. Not saying HTML, CSS, JavaScript isn't production ready, but React is pretty standard recently. So get into that. And finally you have tier 3 projects, which you have to implement the backend, authentication, hook up a database, and all that kind of stuff. So really understand and make a really good CRUD app. Think about some kind of like really cool, anything you're interested in, like concerts. Yeah, like how is that concert going to look inside of the database? How are you going to use it when it comes to the front end? And basically, in the end, you'll understand every single app is just a CRUD. You create, read, update, and delete. And yes, it will include everything from tier 1 and tier 2, but you will also have to write the backend or use some kind of serverless feature. And definitely in my mentorship or whatever, we were making some kind of a Harmony Hive website to make a playlist. Like I have one here. Log in, and you can create a playlist title, cool songs to be cool. Add an image. Let me see here if I have a cool image here. Whoops. Let's just put my face. Open. Now my image will be here, and just type a song in. Like I think it's in Korean right now, so what is a Korean song? I don't know. Lollipop? Is this gonna be here? Oh no, it's not here, but anyways, here's some results from songs. You can add it. It's gonna get added to the playlist right there. And then if you press play, it should be able to go to the YouTube. And Far Post beat by Ro Yunha. I have no idea what song this is, but it's pretty cool. Now we can add another song like I Don't Care. Yeah, I don't know why these songs are coming up, but I think it's just it's hitting some kind of API and it's bringing in some kind of songs. But I'll just put in this nice song here. Bam. Now it does the same thing, and then I'll add playlist created successfully. Then I'll go back to the dashboard. I'll have my playlist right here, and I'll view it, and I can see my playlist right here. It's pretty cool, and I can share this with anybody. Go back to the dashboard, and that's kind of like a project, complete little project that you can make, that you can create on your own and learn how to deploy it on the domain and with an HTTPS certificate and everything. And here's like another website that we created. I'll just go troy.cloud.com, and I think that's the password. Now it'll load up, and I can go to manage theme, and I can manage my team here. I can move guys over. Now Nakahurt is here. It's pretty cool. And then I can chat with people here, over here on the right side, which is pretty cool. And so basically maybe learning technologies and protocols like sockets or HTTP requests, maybe GraphQL. Learn things that are in trend right now, and it'll really help you later on. Yeah, if you can create something out of thin air, basically, just with your keyboard and your laptop or whatever you need, it'd be really interesting because you can learn from start to finish. Say it's like Firebase serverless functions or Lambda functions or deploying things on AWS, starting in local mode, then taking it to production mode, and learning all about that stuff is pretty. I don't think you can get that kind of experience. Not just following a tutorial, you kind of need to fail. Things are getting updated all the time, so even if you are trying to follow a tutorial, I think like in a couple months it gets out of date. So you have to keep up with like the flow of things all the time. Basically, if everything stayed stagnant all the time, you wouldn't see companies having 100 developers building on something, right? You have to build all these internal tools. You have to keep everything up to date. You have to do a lot of things as a developer to make sure you won't get lost in the fold. In Tier 3, we do the personal project protocol, which is we try to take an idea, manage it with Trello or Jira or whatever we're going to use, learn how to do the commits, and just learn how to automate these tasks, get it all done. So it's kind of cool to build your own project that you really care about, and when you have time to do them, because when you get a job you don't really have time to do them, or you really have to find time to do things, right? But this is the perfect time to kind of get these personal projects done and have your little pet project that you will cherish all the time. And if you don't have any idea about what project to do, you try to solve your own personal pain point, or try to just find a problem that you have within life and finding a solution through tech. That's pretty much all you can do. Is that's all a programmer does, is you're finding solutions to problems, and maybe your solution is better than the next person's. That's kind of how you have to go about it. Whenever you're thinking about building something, it's what problem am I trying to solve? And if you can answer that in a concise way, then the code will come second and you can get to building. I teach my mentees how to code all these projects from start to finish. If you want to work with me personally, please click on the link in the description below and let's get a conversation started. If this video helped you get on the right path, please share with me in the comments what are some other projects that can help others or help you personally level up as a programmer. Other than these projects, the most important thing you need to be able to do is to be able to build something from nothing, as well as starting and finishing a project that you started. Remember, if I can do it, you can do it too. Coding saves lives.